In this second blog, we're going to look at the other five slices of the inclusive teaching and learning pie. Yeah? And this first one is what's called plan and cater for accessibility, access needs and engagement, considering both physical accessibility and how to engage our learners. Now, one aspect of this is the physical accessibility, and this might be there may be some legal frameworks for this as well, which just have to be applied. Whether if there may be wheelchair users, are there ramps? Is there space in the classroom for learners to get around? If that's the case, especially if they're working in groups. And there may be other physical things as well. If somebody has a visual impairment, are they able to see the board and all sorts of things? Where do you seat people? And I think the important thing is that you're understanding your learners' needs and planning for that. Yeah. A more important part of accessibility is in resources as well, and are the learners able to access the resources? Again, if there's somebody who's visually impaired, is there a possibility of using Braille if that's appropriate, or is there a possibility of providing more up-to-date technology that may help learners to access materials through iPads, computers, etc., rather than paper-based? So all that's important. The key issue, of course, is how do we support learning, and what do we mean by accessibility in learning? And of course, examples go back to what we looked at in the previous blog, and especially in terms of scaffolding and differentiation. But for example, if there's an idea in a course book which is focusing on the language of families, and that appears in almost every single course book, how do we make it more accessible? You know, often the families in the course book are remote and don't really reflect the learner's real situation and relationships. Perhaps you could do something like ask them to bring in a photograph, either a physical one or on an iPad or on a mobile phone, of their family, so they can talk about their family and make it much more accessible. And this might be a way of actually engaging the learners in a way that links accessibility with engagement in learning, because it's really meaningful for them.